Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Hafiz. Today we are going to discuss more about web apps. This is the part 2 of the web apps video series. If you have not watched a part 1 of this series, please go and watch my part 1 to have the better understanding on the part 2 video. I will be posting the link of the part 1 and part 2 both in the description below. So today we are going to discuss about configuring the custom domain and add SSL to make our website more secure. And we are going to discuss backup and disaster recovery scenario for the web app. In the previous part 1, we discussed about web apps features overview, and we had a demo for the deployment of the web app to host a website. So these are the 6 tasks we are going to do in this video. First, we are going to add the custom domain on the web app. So for that purpose, I'm going to the Azure portal. This is our website that we created previously with the default domain called mygameweb.azurewebsites.net. So whenever we are creating any new website on the web app, it is going to have a default domain with suffix as azurewebsites.net. Okay, so now we are going to create a new custom domain. For that, let me see the website. So website is up and running without any issues. It's having the default domain suffix in the end. Okay, so now we are going to create a custom domain. For this, we click on the custom domain, add domain. So we are going to add the certificate letter. So this will be the host for the host name for the website on our custom domain. I have this domain for the testing purpose, and it is asking me to create 2 records for the domain ownership validation. So I'm going to add 2 records over on my domain registrar console. Read the domain validation, click on validate. So you see domain validation is fine. I will go ahead and add the record. So now we have added the custom domain to our website as game.clouds-hub.com. Let me go ahead and check the website. It's working fine. So if I click on browse again, it is going to the default, and let me put this one. You see it's giving me error related to the certificate. That is expected. I will go ahead and skip for now. Custom domain, it's working fine as expected. Okay, now the second step, as per the agenda, we are going to create a SSL. Okay, so I will go ahead and create a SSL. So for that purpose, I'm going using this free website Zero SSL. I'll go ahead and create a new certificate. It's game.cloudshub.com. Okay, next step. So I'm going to create a 90-day certificate. If I need more validity, I need to pay them. But for this demo, free certificate for 90 days validity is fine. Then click on next. Free one is okay, selected. So I created the CNAME for the certificate validation. Okay, CNAME record is created. Let me click on this and see verify domain. I own this domain, so it can issue me the certificate. Okay, so domain verification has been completed from the SSL provider. Now it is giving me option to create in a minute. To download the certificate, it should be available. So I have downloaded the certificate files, and it is in the default format CRT, but we need PFX format for this. In the default format CRT, but we need PFX format for this website. So I will use this. I'm using this website called leaderssl.com to convert the default certificate into the PFX. So I have selected the certificate CRT file, private key, and then I'm going to put the PFX password. that I'm going to select the PFX password for this certificate, click on convert, and I have downloaded the PFX file. Now we are going to configure the SSL binding for web apps. SSL creation is done. I'm going to the Azure portal. I will go the same place again. Custom domain I see. I am going to add the PFX certificate. So I click on add certificate. In the certificate, select up, update PFX, certificate password, and you can say cert. Upload the PFX file over here. Let me select the PFX file. So click on validate. Private key validation is fine. Click on add. So I have added the PFX certificate into the repository. It should be available in a while. This. So domain is game.cloud-hub.com. Okay, I'm going to now do the SSL binding for this website. So I will go to the custom domain again, and you see currently certificate is added and custom domain is also added. But the thing is, we need to do the binding. So I will click on add binding, select the certificate as the existing certificate, that is the PFX that is imported. Click on add. Now website is secure. Now let me go ahead and copy this host name and open a new browser session and click on that. Now you see this website is loaded with the without any error on the certificate, and it is loaded with the custom certificate added. I can see the certificate connection is secure, certificate is valid. This is the certificate added to the website, and it is valid until the 90 days. So you see the date for here, and then it has the details. It was issued from the 0 SSL. Then you can see expiry also, and you can see the certificate subject name. So it has game.cloudstasheup.com. So certificate part is done. Now three steps are done. We are going to do the fourth step, that is configure custom backup of web app. Before doing that, I want you to explain the scenario. So as you can see in the diagram, there are two regions in our scenario. So basically primary region is East US and our DR region is West US. So basically, East US is having one app service plan with my game web that is currently up and running with the SSL certificate, and then we have one storage account. So we are going to configure the custom backup into the storage account, and then that custom backup is going to be replicated to the other region. As DR region is a read-only copy. So by default, there is an automatic backup configured for the web apps as part of the high availability. But imagine if this complete region is down. So then our web app backup is also down and there is no availability for the application. So for that purpose, we are going to configure custom backup into a storage account. And then that backup is going to be replicated to the DR region in West US as a read-only copy. So imagine if this primary region is completely down, we still have copy of the backup into the secondary region, and what we can do, we can go ahead and create a new web app into the secondary region and restore the data, website data from that. The Azure portal, you see we have primary web app currently we have, and you see the region is East US, okay, and it is in the plan. So I will go here and click on backups. So inside backups, we see the default backups are already configured at 1 hour interval, and but we don't need it. We need a custom backup copy into a storage account. So I click on the configure custom backup. You see here I have added previously a storage account in part 1 of video, and then I have container called backup web app. Let me go ahead and see the structure of the storage account. You see this is a storage account where we are going to create a copy of the web app backup at our custom interval. You see the location is East US, that is our primary region, and you see the replication for this storage account is on the two locations, basically into the paired region. So this is very important to understand. So when we are going to configure the storage account, we need to make sure that this storage account is type of the RA GRS. So basically globally redundant storage replication facility capability with the read-only copy in the secondary region. So imagine if your primary region is down in this scenario, if your primary region is down completely and you cannot access the copy, if you have like LRS storage account or ZRS storage account, so you have copy of the backup available in that particular region, but you don't have copy of the backup in other region if that region is completely down. And for that purpose we are going to create we are already having this GRS. We created GRS-RA storage account to have a read-only copy in case of disaster in the secondary region. You see this disk status: primary available, secondary available. So if primary region is completely down, so primary will show is not available, but secondary still will be available as a read-only copy that we can use it as a restore. So this is the paired region concept. You see the primary is East US and secondary is the West US. So paired region is very important. So this URL, you can see the Azure cross region replication. I will go ahead and show you the paired region for East US. So our primary is this one and our secondary is this one. So this is very important in terms of planning when you are designing your solution for the web application or any other Microsoft services for the hosting. So you need to make sure that you understand the pairing of the region. So let's say if you are going to plan host a DR region in central US, you need to have a primary into the East US. So as our primary was East US, so I'm going to select our DR region as West US for the secondary web app configuration. Okay, so I'm going to create a storage, going to create a custom backup here. So I selected the storage account. Okay, I selected the container. So container is this one that has like previous backups. I was doing some testing. Okay, and then I click on the set schedule. So every day, let's say 10 p.m., I'm going to create a custom backup every day one copy, and I can also define the retention. So in normal scenario based on our uh, RPO, so recovery point of time, normally I will keep it as a 7 days, but depends on the company policy for the RPO, recovery point object of the website. Okay, then next click on configure. So now you will see we have configured the custom backup, and then create a first copy of the custom backup into that region. So when it's completed, then we can see the copy of that backup into the other region. So for now, I will pause the video. So now our custom backup is completed, and we will go ahead and see the data in the backup. So you can see this. I will refresh the storage account. You see this backup is completed and it has the current time and it is hosted in this storage account. So as a next step, what I'm going to do, I'm going to step number 5, create a new web app in DR. Okay, so as per this diagram, you can see this. So our backup is completed. So we already have a read-only copy in the storage account in the DR region. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a secondary app. Like my name is my game web DR. The name has to be different because we already have the my game web app in the other region. So names to be unique. I click on my app services. Okay, and create web app. Web as my game web DR. Runtime is stack.net 7 and Windows. This is very important. As I said, we have West US region, so I have to select the correct region. West US region. Okay, and it is going to create a web app in the existing service plan that I created previously. Then I click on this one and click on create. So we are going to create a new web app in the secondary region. should be finished in a while. Now, as you can see that we have created a secondary web app in our DR region in the West US region with the name as My Game Web DR. Let me go ahead and open it and click on browse. You see the location is West US and the resource group is DR resource group. My game web dr.azurewebsites.net. Click on enter. You see that website is up and running. So this is the default website. So this is fine. Now in the next step, we have to restore the web app custom backup from storage account only. So assume that primary region is completely down. So we have created the new web app in DR region. Now we are going to do the restore from the storage account. So assume that primary region is completely down. So as per diagram, this primary region is down. We have read only copy here, and then we are going to restore the backup from the storage account to the web app. Restoration purpose, I go to the web DR and click on backups, then click on restore. So I select the storage account, okay, and the container. Then I will have to select the latest backup. As you see, there are two backup copies in our containers, one with January 1st date and another one is January 6th. So I'm going to create it is giving me option which backup you want to restore. So I will select the latest backup copy, and then it is asking me like which slot you want to deploy, which app service and which slots. I will select my game web DR because we want to update the we want to restore the production code to the DR web. Okay, and then I will create the production slot. This is very important. So ignore conflicting domain names. Let's say currently I have SSL binding on the primary region, but I don't have that SSL binding updated yet on the DNS provider host website. So I have to select this option to ignore the conflicting domain names. Click on restore. So it will initiate the restore and should be fine in few minutes. I'll pause the video for now. So I can see the restore is in process. That's why the website is now down. So I should click on refresh and see if restore is complete and web services has been started. You can see this website has been restored successfully and it is working fine. Let me go ahead and check that. You see the website is working fine, but it is restored from the storage account. And let me see the certificate. So certificate is basically with the default Azure Websites.net domain suffix that is expected because we have to do the certificate custom domain registration with this web app that is currently with the production. So imagine that production website is down and now this is the DR and this is now we want to make it as a production. So we have to go ahead to our DNS provider and do the domain validation and do the CNAME record update and point to this host. So initially it will be pointed to this normal one that will be our production. Now you can see we have both versions of the web apps available. So this is the production web app and this is the uh, DR web app. So let's say imagine production is down, so we have to go ahead to our domain registrar website and update the CNAME record and point to this uh, record. So that will be mygame.webdr.azurewebsites.net. So this is it. So we have completed our scenario. As you can see in the diagram that we had two regions, paired regions, East US and is a primary and the paired region West US as a DR. So we had web app. We configured the custom backup of that primary region web app to the storage account. That storage account had a capability of the geo redundant read-only copy replication. So replication across the paired region happens from storage account to the storage account. Then imagine that our primary region was down. Then we had to basically perform disaster recovery drill exercise. Then we created a web app into the DR region. Then we restored the web app backup from the storage account as a read-only copy. So for now, that's it. And I hope you have enjoyed the video. Please like my video, comment if you have any questions, and I would request to share this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share this video with your friends, family, so that can motivate me to make good videos similar to this. Thank you so much.